Hanging Abdominal Reverse Curl. The Hanging Abdominal Reverse Curl is an exercise that emphasizes the abdominal muscles, especially the rectus abdominis. This exercise focuses on the second phase of the hanging hip flexion. To get to the starting position of this exercise, hang on a pull-up bar with your palms facing out or toward each other and bring your hips to a 90-degree angle. Start rotating your pelvis posteriorly by bringing your knees up to your chest without swinging your weight. Gradually lower your knees back until your thigh is parallel to the ground. The posterior pelvic tilt targets the abdominal muscles, especially the rectus abdominis. The stabilizing muscles are the latissimus dorsi and the hip flexor muscles. The knees to elbows variation can be divided into 4 phases. In each stage, different muscles work. In the first phase, the iliopsoas, rectus femoris, tensor fascia latae, and sartorius flex the hip. In the second phase, the rectus abdominis tilt the pelvis posteriorly. During the third phase, the latissimus dorsi, posterior deltoid, teres major, and pectoralis major extend the shoulder. Lastly, in the fourth phase, the quadriceps femoris extend the knee. An exercise intended to strengthen the abdominal muscles and hip flexors, colored red. The movement consists of 2 main parts. The first stage is hip flexion. The second stage is a posterior pelvic tilt with spinal flexion. The main hip flexors are the iliopsoas in red. They pull the legs up. The abdominal muscles tilt the pelvis and bend the spine. They are not attached to the legs. As the legs lift, the abdominal muscles work statically to stabilize the spine and then dynamically to tilt the pelvis. From this lateral view, one can see a correct movement that combines hip flexion and activation of the abdominal muscles that allows PPT, posterior pelvic tilt, and spine flexion. Here is a common mistake of hyperextension in the lumbar spine and anterior pelvic tilt that might put pressure on the back. The main reasons for the excessive curvature, lordosis, of the lumbar spine are weak abdominal muscles that cannot tilt the pelvis backwards, or maybe it's just a lack of awareness. Have a safe and fun workout.